Watching Joker's Wild, your number one alternative to entertainment, news, views, and reviews. And today we'll be reviewing the latest movie from one of my favourite actors of all time. With the latest collaboration with one of my favourite directors working today, Anton Fuqua. And what is their fifth collaboration together? The return of Robert McCall. We're talking, of course, Denzel Washington's Equalizer 3. Two things are guaranteed when you're watching a Denzel movie. Thing one, it's going to be at the very least watchable. Thing two, the man himself is guaranteed to be bringing a stellar performance.
Thing two would like to clarify that just because he wears the number 2 does not imply in any way that he's inferior to thing one.
Disclaimer out the way. The only real question left is, how does the rest of the movie stack up around him? Aha, well, let's find out.
There are some movies sit at home, go to the bathroom doing the commercial movies. Then there's butt and seats movies. Don't move, don't get popcorn, stay in your seat, don't go to the bathroom movies, of which this is one.
When the movie starts, we're in Sicily, Italy. Might I add, the visuals are absolutely stunning. Breathtaking. Should do wonders for the tourist trade. Heck, I bought my ticket already. You see what appears to be a random farmer type guy driving with his son along the road. So far, so ordinary. Anyway, it's not long until he's reached his final destination.
That's not like foreboding at all.
Although we gauge from the son's reaction, something's not quite right up ahead. Sure enough, before you know it, his old man's looking around getting all Haley Joel Osment.
I see dead people.
There's literally bodies everywhere. So far, so not quite ordinary. So about now, you, the viewer, thinking, the big bad's in town. Probably Denzel's gonna end up protecting this lovely farmer man and his son. Especially as we clock a dude up ahead, pacing backwards and forwards with a shotgun in his hand.
There may be trouble ahead.
The old man pulls the gun out of the glove compartment and we're like, alright, here we go. Here we go. As he cautiously makes his way over to him. It turns out the dude's not waiting for him, but merely waiting for him. As in, he knows him.
Naughty, naughty, you teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
Not only that, but shotgun dude looks kind of scared. Terrified, in fact. As the two enter the house, we're treated to yet more bodies of the dead kind. One even wearing a butcher knife where his face used to be. Then it dawns on you.
Okay, now I see where we are going.
As they make their way down winding steps, eventually arriving at his true final destination.
Your man to my left finger on the trigger, but he's a foot too close, which renders your man to my right dead already. He just doesn't know it yet. I feel sorry for his family.
Let's face the music and dance.
It's a lovely opening that attempts to have you second guessing what you're seeing, providing you haven't seen the trailer, of course. Even on the back of your mind, you probably worked it out already. Either way, the message is clear. Think is gonna happen. May not happen, at least not the way you think it may happen. Okay, look, I know what I'm trying to say, alright? So just you know what, just skip to the next part. Now, remember Equalizer was one of my favourite shows growing up as a child, along with Doctor Who featuring OG Tom Baker and the New Avengers featuring a stunning Joanna Lumley. The show ran from 1985 to 1989. It starred Edward Woodward. Yes, that was his real name. One can only imagine the grief he went through as a child. Woodward played ex-secret agent turned sort of a vigilante for hire, going around righting wrong. The show's success tapped into that desire that most of us had, at least back then, you know, before Twitter was around. See justice carried out.
People connect with that simple message of kind of getting justice for the everyday person.
It was a successful show that ran for 4 seasons. This was back when the season was 22 episodes, not the ridiculous single-digit season runs we're currently treated to. As testament to Denzel's likability as an actor, that it was announced that he would be taking over the role in a big-budget screen adaptation. Nobody said jack. There were 0 issues anyone had with the idea.
It's cool, I say. Cool.
Even though the original part was played by a white actor. In fact, there was more backlash when the Queen Latifah-led TV show was announced. I still haven't seen it. But for most people in these modern times, the Equalizer will always be Denzel Washington, at least until they reboot it again years from now. Even then, probably.
He's a common guy, and he doesn't do it for any glory or fame. You know, he's the guy next door.
The movie sees McCall stumbling accidentally through a series of both unfortunate and fortunate events on the perfect retirement home for an aging vigilante. But his dreams of finally leaving his dark past in the past are ruined by the local Italian mafia. His leader has his own nefarious plans for the quiet and peaceful town. He takes offense to McCall's meddling ways. He decides he's going to do something about it.
Not a great plan.
And that's pretty much the setup, although easy say, not easy do. The action in this movie is quick and brutal. The character of McCall relishing each bloody encounter. It's like watching an evening with Jason Voorhees. But countering the on-screen mayhem, we have Robert continuously pleading with every bad guy he comes across not to be bad.
Whatever it is that you and your friends do, please do it somewhere else.
But they never learn. Never learn. So what we get is this continuous pattern throughout each movie. First they're like,
hai capito che ha detto? E si sta preparando, è simpatico.
So McCall's like,
Right there, right there.
you know deep down they'd be like,
I can't die. I'm praying to you.
and McCall be like,
No, you won't. You f that up.
bad guys just never learn. It's the fact that Denzel delivers these lines so sincerely, like he generally doesn't want these guys to push his button. Makes it all the more chilling.
There's violent men and men who understand violence. Men who understand violence already decided what they're going to do to you before it's done.
Denzel really knocks the roll out the park in this one, showing humility, vulnerability, cold-blooded apathy, even displaying his signature charm in a few scenes. I call it the gourmet of gravitas. It's just evident why he's one of the greatest of all time.
He's dealing with his demons. I think it's very different for me. It's very different than the first two films.
But I've got to give a shout out to his supporting cast. Everyone here is uniformly excellent. Andrea Scarduzio and Dodero play the equally menacing Quaranta brothers. Actually not equally menacing. Vincent, the older brother, is definitely the big dog. And there's solid support provided by a considerably grown-up Dakota Fanning, united with her co-star of one of my favourite movies of all time, Man on Fire. You can check out my top 10 Denzel list to find out where that movie ran. But it was sheer joy watching these two share the screen once again.
You don't want to play games with me.
Just having my tea.
Police found multiple dead bodies on that vineyard. You kill him?
I look like a guy who kills people.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
The chemistry picking up right where that movie left off. This could be a pseudo-sequel to that film in an alternate universe. But look, man, hats off to everyone. Remember every character's name. Testament to the movie, I remember every character. One character in particular was kind of a surprise to me. Was the town itself. Yeah, you hear it all the time in interviews, director talking about it. The town really is a character in the movie, and it's beautifully shot and edited. It just makes you want to go there. I'd live there. Just book me in the village that McCall's staying in. Just to be, on the safe side. Point is, the idea that McCall, who's helped so many people in his life, and yes, most of those people he helped into a grave, can actually find a place of rest without resting in peace, leaves a warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart when you leave the cinema. If I had to rank it against the other two, I'd say much better than the second, which although I enjoyed, didn't have a patch on the original. Against the original, I'd say this one edges ahead. I think it's the human element that did it for me. Seeing the multifaceted sides of the character. It wasn't just this one-man killing machine from the other two. Seeing him climb from those depths back up again just did it for me. Maybe it's something I needed to watch for my personal life. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go out dispensing vigilante justice, but in those moments when I'm down, better believe I'm picking my black ass up. I mean, we all got stairs to climb every day, haven't we? So yeah, shout out to the director. Speaking of which, Anton Fuqua is one of the most talented and underrated directors working in Hollywood today. That's just how that is. Crazy thing about it is that he didn't even set out to become a director.
I went to college to be an engineer. Went to West Virginia. I had no idea I would be sitting here today talking to you about this.
That the man is so humble in everything he does and says, it's just refreshing.
I salute you, my brother Denzel. You are at the top of the game. It is my privilege to continue to collaborate with you. Congratulations.
I mean, yes, sure, when it comes to Hollywood,
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
but there are decent people there, few and far between, but they're there. Anyway, the dude is amazingly talented and seems to get better and better each film he makes. Considering each installment in this franchise only cost, roughly $70 million to make, he's done pretty well. Might I remind you of the mega hit he and his other homeboy Chris Pratt brought to the small screen only last year. About the hit Amazon TV series, The Terminal List. Look out for season 2 in 2024. Continue to knock it out of the park, my man. Got it. So, for the final verdict, how can I put this eloquently?
It's great. I love it, man.
So I've got to be giving this movie the double thumbs up. And look, if this is really truly the final chapter in the series, it's going to be a more fitting ending. Oh yes indeed. Take a bow, Robert McCall. So look, that's it for me. Comment down below, let me know what you think, what you thought of the movie. Will you be planning to watch the movie? Have you watched it already? Where does it rank amongst your top Denzel Washington movies?
Too many questions. There's too many questions. There's just too many.
Whatever your thoughts, comment down below. Let this advocate for justice know. I'll catch you the next time.
Seconds. That's what you have to decide your fate.
Everything becomes a weapon. As you were saying, that men or women who think like that, it's Disneyland for them. I mean, everything is a tool. Because I look at the Nestle's Crunch and figure out, you know, I'll feed you to death or something. Yeah, we'll do that on the next one. Just shove Baby Ruth's down his throat. Yeah, eat that.
You like that up? Huh? I'll get a sugar rush.
Yeah.